Hello guys and welcome. Today I have one of the most exciting new foundations to try out, and it's not going to be for everybody, but it is very much my vibe. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's a skin tint for $110. Yes, it is that expensive, and we're talking about the Victoria Beckham new foundation drops. These are in collaboration with Augustinus Bader, and we know that skincare brand is like ridiculously expensive, and they've collaborated on pretty much all of the base products, if I'm not mistaken. The concealer's also part of that, but there's something about this brand that just pulls me in. I love almost all of their products, and it's just very much my style. So here it is. Here is the foundation drops from Victoria Beckham. I got mine in the shade 6 Light Medium, and I'm gonna try it on. By the way, here is the concealer, and I personally love the concealer. It's a very lightweight, light coverage. And when I reviewed it, I definitely didn't give it a good review because it was so expensive for such little product. But I have been using it a lot for more of my natural makeup looks, which are very often. So I ended up loving this concealer so much. The whole brand, mostly for when it comes to the base products, it's just more geared towards skincare, and then a little bit of foundation or a little bit of a coverage for the concealer. And I think the same thing is to be applied to the foundation. I feel like I said that way too complicated. The same thing goes for the foundation, okay? So a few things about this. I'm just gonna go ahead and read a little bit about it. They call it the new gold standard for skin first foundation. So it's more of a skincare product. Breathable serum, light coverage, and buildable natural feel finish. And it is powered by the skin cell rejuvenating breakthrough of Augustinus Bader's TFC8. And it is flexible in feel, minimalistic formula, melts effortlessly into the skin, and it is instantly perfecting while proprietary skincare actives improve your complexion over time. So it's supposed to be more of a good skincare product with some coverage. The formula, as you can hear, it's very liquid, and the packaging is wonderful. Even though it is light, it doesn't feel heavy. The actual box feels thick, like it's a sturdy, thick box. Let's do a close-up. Here is the packaging, and you have this blue on top. Yeah, it's just very simple, nothing fancy, for packaging, but it does feel sturdy in your hands. It feels better than other skin tints that I have. Like, this feels expensive for a skin tint, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is a combo of foundation and concealer, and guys, I'm so excited. Of course, I'm gonna kind of compare it to the Lisa Eldridge skin tint. I love this product so much, but I have some things about the packaging that I just don't like, but the inside product is incredible. So I will make sure to kind of give you my thoughts on these two foundations. But let's try this on. First of all, we're gonna swatch it. You'll see how liquid it is. It is like drops. I'm gonna put 2 drops here. That is the consistency. You can see that it's quite runny. Again, this is the color 6. It looks very glowy, and it feels kind of like a serum. Ooh, I like that. I think that's gonna be a good shade. I assume this is gonna be quite light coverage, and I won't need a perfect shade. Like, I'm sure I could use the lighter one or this one, just because I assume it's just gonna melt into my skin, but let's just try it on. I use my hands for skin tints, so I'm just taking some of this and going right on. You can absolutely use a brush, but when it comes to skin tints, mostly that are this liquid, I just like to use my hands. I feel like I can really work it into my skin. I also don't waste any product, mostly when we're talking about such an expensive product. The color is the slightest bit darker, but I think it's gonna blend in just fine because, as you can see, it has very light coverage. It's exactly what I was kind of expecting from Victoria Beckham. I was not expecting this crazy intense coverage. I like the undertone of this. It's not too yellow or too warm or cool tone. I think it's a good neutral undertone. I like that. It matches my body pretty well, as you can see here, but my neck is much lighter in my face than the rest of my body. So just kind of pushing this product in. So obviously this is not going to be worth $110 for a skin tint. You're paying more for skincare pretty much, and because it's Victoria Beckham. So if you're asking me, oh, is this worth as a skin tint? No, of course not. Nothing's worth that much money for just a tint, but you're pretty much paying for the skincare ingredients in it, and it's Victoria Beckham. That is very light coverage. Like, it is not even light to medium, it is light coverage. On the skin, it looks like skincare. It looks just like I have a nice serum on. It's luminous, but not like oily, if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't feel oily at all or sticky. It just feels luminous. Okay, let me put a little bit more. I also have their primer that they did, which I do really, really like. So I'm gonna put a little bit more, and I will take a brush this time, and I'm gonna try to press it in here to see if I can get a little bit more coverage. Ooh, yeah. Okay, yeah, you can definitely get more coverage if you build it up. And the brush does apply more of a medium, well, let's not push it, light to medium coverage. Here is the foundation built up on the cheeks, and I have to say that it did build up a little bit. I would say I have light to medium coverage right now, whereas when I just applied it with my hand, it was just light coverage. But you can definitely build it up a little bit. Obviously, you're not going to get full coverage out of this whatsoever, but you can kind of pinpoint a little bit where you need a little bit more coverage. And it looks very glowy right now. I'm going to wait to see if it sets down. I expect this to overall be a more radiant finish rather than matte, but I'm hoping it's not going to stay wet throughout the day. But here's with the foundation. It looks stunning around the pores. It just looks like I'm wearing skincare, not foundation. And then here is without. Okay, I'm going to put on the other side. I will just go with the foundation brush just to see how that will look like. That looks so pretty. It's just very natural, very much my style of foundation. Okay, I just built it up a little bit on the cheek, and that's about it. I definitely took it down my neck because it was definitely a little darker. And this is how we're looking like. So a couple of thoughts. I'm going to zoom you in. I hope you guys can see just how smooth this looks around my pores. And just overall, it doesn't feel like makeup. It doesn't look like makeup. It just looks like skincare. Like I have a serum on with a tint. It's quite radiant right now. It actually doesn't feel sticky. It's set down a little bit. It doesn't feel wet either, but it doesn't feel completely 100% set. I'm going to give it a little bit more time, but it doesn't feel like it dried down completely right now. Like, I can kind of feel it on my skin, but it's not tacky whatsoever. It's kind of like you have a serum on your face that takes a little bit to dry down. That's exactly how it feels like. I think it is very even, very smooth. The pores look fantastic. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, the pores look really nice. The color, obviously, is just a little dark for my face, but as you can see, it'll match my body really well. This so far looks absolutely beautiful. It doesn't feel tacky at all. Yeah, like I mentioned, it doesn't feel like I have anything on. It's a very, very thin, and I'm loving it. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of the concealer. I did bring it here. I have the concealer in the shade L2. I almost want to correct a little bit under the eyes. I didn't get a ton of sleep last night, but I won't. I'm just going to put this straight on. This is a very light coverage. This is going to be more of no makeup kind of day, which I'm so excited for. And I'm just going to take the same foundation brush and almost push this product in those areas. Oh, it looks so much like my skin right now. Here is how these two products look together on my skin. Without powder, I will powder, of course. I look very radiant and kind of like I'm wearing a serum. Not necessarily any makeup, which is my goal when I wear just everyday makeup. I don't want to look like I'm wearing anything. Let me powder real quick. I am going to use my La Prairie powder, like always. And I'm going to, oh my gosh, my skin looks so healthy right now. I almost don't want to powder it, but it is quite glowy. But this powder from La Prairie is so nice because it's light. It just does enough. Doesn't take away too much of the glow. It just kind of sets it. Look, it looks just like skin. I love this. Here's a close-up with a little bit of a powder on. Definitely more wearable. I like it. I'm going to go finish the rest of my makeup. I'm going to do very minimal makeup today, but I do have these new Dior lipsticks. I forgot to mention them in the beginning of the video, but I have 5 colors. I'm going to swatch them for you because they've been my new obsession lately. So I'll show you those once I'm done with the rest of my makeup. Here is the makeup all finished except the lips. I do have a liner on, but besides that, I have the Sarah Creel bronzer. And I also have this blush from Ilia. It's in the shade Wonder. I love it. I think it works so well with kind of what I'm wearing today. And besides that, just mascara. I used 2 mascaras. I used the Prada mascara and the Lisa Eldridge mascara. And I do have a little bit of my Jones Road brown liner. And I put like literally a dot and smudged it out. And that's about it. I think that's all I have on my skin. I love it. I think it looks so beautiful. It looks very much like my everyday makeup. I don't feel like I have much on my face, which is positive for me. It may not be a positive for you guys. I do wish I put a little bit of a corrector under my eyes because I feel like there's darkness coming through from, you know, lack of sleep. But it's fine. I didn't put any highlighter. I don't feel like the base feels sticky or oily or wet really. Yeah, it just feels natural. I do see some radiance on my skin, which I do love. I think it looks very kind of just healthy, but not wet or oily at all. So I'm loving that. On the lips, I do have a combo. I have the M.ph liner in Skinny Dip and then just a little bit of Bittersweet, like right on the Cupid's bow. However, I do want to show you these new Dior lipsticks, which are not going to match with what I'm wearing today, but I'll take them off. I'm probably going to wear the nude color. These are called the Dior Rouge On Stage lipsticks. They are $48, so very, very expensive. The packaging is absolutely stunning. Let me show you up close. And then the lipstick is right here. Let's start swatching. I have the shade 120. These are a very glossy, rich lipstick. They almost feel like a gloss on the lips, and they are so long lasting. Then 222. Then we have the shade 168. This is more of a peachy shade. And then 390. Now these two look so similar once you put them on the lips. One's a little bit more sheer, maybe orangey, but on the lips, I had a hard time seeing a difference. And then the last one is a deep one. It is 565. I may put it right up here. Why not? And this is a stunning, stunning shade. So these are the lipsticks from Dior that I have. Now, one big negative about these is that the scent is pretty strong. It's that Dior scent, and I don't like that. I wish it wasn't like that. But I smell it right away, but once it's on, like throughout the day, I don't smell it anymore. But yeah, that's something to think about. So let's try the lightest one, 120. This I love. Look at that. It's like a nice soft nudie pink. The thing with these is that they are very light and buildable. So you can have more of a sheer color, but if you build up the color, you can have a ton of color. They are so glossy. They glide on your lips. They make my like lip lines look so smooth. Again, the scent is right there, okay? So you have to like that, but it doesn't bother me. Like, I'll wear them. I have been reaching for pretty much just these lipsticks. And the thing that's so interesting to me is how long lasting they are for a shiny lipstick like this. It pretty much looks like a gloss. Here is the shade 120 with just one swipe of it. And you can absolutely build this up more and get more pigment the more you kind of add. You can see it's just a little bit more intense. They feel so nice on the lips. They're so long lasting. And there's another negative. I'm just sharing everything. But I hate how the packaging, it has to be like the perfect way for it to close. Otherwise, see, it won't close. So there's like one of these squares where it has like a little dip in there. It has to go like that. Otherwise, it won't close. So that's kind of annoying. Trying the 222, which is my favorite. This one is a nude that has some warmth in it. And it's so hydrating. It feels so nice on the lips. Now, I do like to wear this one with a liner on top, just a little bit. It doesn't really match what I'm wearing today because this is not quite warm, but I'll just take a little bit of a liner and just melt it into the lipstick. Here is the shade 222. It is called Confident Nude. I forgot to mention the name, and I really like it. I think it is a perfect nude that doesn't wash me out. It does have a little bit of warmth in it, and yeah, it's just such a good everyday color. Moving on to 165, and this is more of a orangey copper shade maybe. I know that this shade is clashing so badly with what I'm wearing right now. This burgundy does not go with like orangey shades, but try to overlook that. I'll try to cover my shirt, but this is such a unique kind of nudie, coppery beige color. It's not quite orangey. I think this is going to be perfect for more summertime, but it has pigment. It's not too intense. It does have that kind of orangey shade to it. I think it's so unique, so beautiful. And here is the shade 168 Copper Attraction. It is described as an orangey beige nude. Okay, moving on to the next one that I think is similar to the last one. It's a little bit more intense, but I just feel like they're too similar. Okay, let's see. This one's definitely more intense, like it has more pigment to it. But the tones are so similar. Again, with this one, this is not a good shirt to wear for these swatches. I'm sorry, I should have thought that through. But this is a deeper version of the last one. I still think it has that kind of orangey, warm tone to it. It is deeper, but the reason why I say they're so similar, the other one I can build up to have more intense, a little bit deeper pigment, and it ends up being so similar to this one that, you know, I don't need both. I feel like that was kind of I was misled by these two. I think they're just too similar. Here is the color 390 Redwood Star, and they describe it as a bluish brown red, and I disagree with that description. This is not a bluish brown red. This is a warm orangey red color. Or on my skin, it just pulls so warm. I do like it. I have to say that it is, again, quite of a unique shade. If you can kind of overlook the shirt. I wore it the other day with the brown liner. Like, I'll put a little bit of the brown liner, and it was so pretty. I loved it. Another cool thing about these is that if you want to combine it with a liner, you put your liner and you put this lipstick in the center, and you can use your finger to kind of buff it out, and you get a wash of color. Yeah, you still get that huge hydration and like gloss from it. So yeah, I like it with just a little bit of a deeper brown liner. I think it's so beautiful. Best we could do without rubbing my lips raw. Let's go with the deepest one. This is the 565. And I love this shade. Here's the shade 565 Fearless Brown. It is described as an intense brown, and that's exactly what it is. Look at the pigment and intensity of this color, and also the shine. This wasn't a color that I had to build up. It was pretty much intense pigment from one swipe. It's definitely a lot. I feel like I would wear this maybe with a slick bun and something simple, and just this intense color all over. That would be beautiful. But yeah, wow, this is such a beautiful shade for fall. I like it. Again, I don't think it matches my shirt very well, but let's pat this down just to see how it would look like, because I may like that. That's the shade Pat Down. So you're left with this stain. Now, does it go away throughout the day? Yes, a little bit, but you're always going to have a remnant of that stain. These are not supposed to be stains, from what I understand. They're just long-lasting lipsticks, and they are very long-lasting. This with a little bit of a liner. Oh, it's so beautiful. I just added a little bit of the Bittersweet from M.ph. And I like that. It defines it a little bit. But I'm not going to wear that today. I feel like it's a little bit much for my no makeup today. So I'm going to take this off, put maybe the lightest shade on, and I'll give you my thoughts on everything. I love this lip combo. I think it's so beautiful. Again, we have Skinny Dip and Bittersweet just in the center. And then we have the 120 from Dior. I think it's so beautiful. So let me give you kind of my thoughts on these lipsticks, because there are some negative, just so you know. Even though I love them, I've been using them all the time, there are a few negative that you need to know about. First of all, the scent. The scent is quite strong, so if you don't like a scent, you're not going to like these. The second thing is that if you wipe this off, there's some stickiness left over. I don't know how to explain it. It's not that gloss stickiness. It's that dried down lipstick stickiness. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like I'm messing it up and I'm making it sound so bad, but I think you need to be aware of that. It does not bother me. I can always add something on top of it if I completely remove the shine. But throughout the day, I don't notice it. But when I was kind of patting my lips, I noticed that a little bit. Not while it's shiny. Okay, so if you don't try to take it off, you won't have that issue. But if you try to take it off with a towel or something, you will notice a little bit of that. So be aware of it. I love the formula. I love the way they glide on. The colors, I was a little bit iffy about a couple of them, but I think they're so unique and interesting. It is more of a newer formula. It's kind of that intense lipstick that's super pigmented, but it's as glossy as a lip gloss, if that makes sense. But there's no stickiness right now while this has shine on it. Now the foundation, I love it, guys. It's so me. It's so my vibe. It's not worth $110 for the effect that you get. But if you're curious about the ingredients and if you care about your skincare and all that, it may be worth it for you. For me, it's worth it. I will use this. I love it. I would repurchase it. I think it is so beautiful on the skin. it's very much what I like. So instead of having like 2 Makeup by Mario ones or 2 Natasha Denona, or, you know, a Natasha Denona and a Makeup by Mario, I personally would just pick this one because it's what I wear and it's what I like. And I personally don't mind spending more money on it. Now, comparing it to the Lisa Eldridge, I do think these are different. The Lisa Eldridge has this kind of extremely natural finish to the skin. It dries down pretty much like your skin. The Victoria Beckham has this radiance to it. It's a little bit more like a serum, like a glowy serum, a radiant serum. But this one sets down pretty much like your skin, which is something that I absolutely love about the Lisa Eldridge. I think it's quite unique in the skincare category. Most skincares are a little bit more radiant and more glowy, and you don't get that natural finish like you get from the Lisa Eldridge. I will say the packaging of the Victoria Beckham is far superior. There's something about the Lisa Eldridge that I don't like. I mean, it's so bright, you probably can't tell, but all the writing is completely gone. There's no more writing on it. I mean, a little bit left over. It gets dirty super quickly. I personally don't love the oval shape, the egg shape. I like the idea of it, but it's not practical. And the Victoria Beckham feels more luxurious. It's just sturdier and it just a little heavier as well. Not too much, but yeah, overall Victoria Beckham is far superior with the packaging. But the formula is different. I think the coverage is similar. You know, I can build up the Lisa Eldridge to a light medium coverage, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm almost out of mine. And this is shade 8. Actually, let's swatch them side by side. With the Victoria Beckham's just a little bit darker. That's Victoria Beckham, Lisa Eldridge. I feel like runny-wise, they're similar. I just put a little bit more of the Lisa Eldridge, so it runs down a little bit more. But yeah, the Victoria Beckham is a bit darker. Ooh, okay. The Lisa Eldridge feels thinner. Like when I swatch it, it feels more like water. Whereas Victoria Beckham feels more like a serum. Like it has a little bit more substance to it. Not thick at all. They're both very watery. But Victoria Beckham feels a little bit creamier. Whereas Lisa Eldridge is more just watery. It feels like a water. So those are side by side. Do I prefer one over the other? I don't know. That is the honest truth. I need to test out the Victoria Beckham far more than just one day. I will wear it throughout the day and kind of give you updates, but I cannot compare them yet. I think they're similar, but Victoria Beckham has more of that glow in it. And yeah, I just need to test them out longer. I've had the Lisa Eldridge for a year now, maybe longer, and I know it. I love it. It's a staple in my collection, but this is new, so I definitely need to test it out more. I think for price difference, it's obviously the extra cell rejuvenating like skincare ingredients in the Victoria Beckham that just bumps the price a lot higher, but Lisa Eldridge also has skincare ingredients in it, so you can look into that. I think that's a personal choice, but yeah, they're both absolutely stunning, and it's just hard for me to choose. I know you probably wanted a straightforward answer. I just don't have that yet, and it wouldn't be honest of me. So that is it for right now. I will definitely do a couple check-ins throughout the day, just so you can see it in natural light and see how it performs, and I'll come back at the end of the day to just kind of give you my final thoughts on it. But so far, I love it. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Quick check-in on my phone because I'm in a hurry. We're about to go have some lunch because the kids are all at school. So this is how it looks like. Looks a very natural, very smooth, a little bit glowy, but not bad. I'm loving it. It feels very much like me. So yeah, that's it. Okay. Foundation check-in. Looks so good in natural light. Do you like it, Andrew?
It looks amazing.
I feel like it looks very much like my skin, just better and just a little bit more perfected. I'm really liking it. Pretty. I wanted to do a quick check-in in my bedroom. My bedroom is completely dark. We painted everything and I absolutely love it, but I never do check-ins in here just because I'm just not confident in the lighting. But I thought, why not? Let me just show you and you guys let me know how it shows up. Here is a close-up of the foundation, again in all natural light. I think it looks so nice. It just looks like my skin, just a little bit more perfected. I think the pores look nice. It just looks natural, you know, it looks natural. It has a slight luminosity to it. Yeah, it's worn so well. I'm really liking it, sadly. Yeah, I just feel like I'm wearing nothing and my skin just looks, I don't know, naturally just put together and smooth. Let me move away from the windows because I feel like it's too bright. But yeah, so far I'm liking it. I'm sad to say, you know, because it is a pricey thing, but again, you're paying for the brand, you're paying for the ingredients. If you don't want to pay for that and you're only interested in how it looks on the skin, like the actual tint, there's better ones out there. There's so many other options that are pretty much half the price. You don't have to spend the money on this to get the same effect. You're spending money for the ingredients and the brand, but yeah, look how pretty that looks. I'm loving it. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. Another quick check-in. This is my iPhone, so it's a different lighting, it's a different camera, but I want to give you as many options as you can to see the foundation. I think it looks so beautiful. I'm loving it. It does seem to look a little bit glowier on camera than it is in person, but at least you can kind of get the idea how it looks on the skin. The iPhone is not very forgiving, okay? So I feel like it emphasizes everything, but I think it looks so beautiful. So again, it has been maybe 6 hours so far, and I think it's looking really good. So yeah, I think maybe one more check-in, maybe, and the final one at the end of the day. It is 2:30 right now. I put this makeup on this morning. Can't remember what time, probably a little bit after 9. And this is how we're looking like. I love it, guys. I love it so much. Let's zoom you in. Here is a close-up of my skin. I think it looks very much like my skin. You can still see imperfections. You know, you see my freckles. It is not oily or too glowy. I'm trying to get closer to the natural light. I can't open the door because it is very loud outside, but it looks really good everywhere. We just had lunch. I'm loving it. I think it looks great around the pores. It looks wonderful. Overall, I just feel like myself. I feel like I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm wearing some lip product and mascara and maybe just like, I don't know, a nice SPF on. It doesn't feel like makeup. It truly feels like skincare, and I love that feeling. And because it's so thin and light on the skin, you don't really see it, you know. I don't see it, I don't feel it on. It's not sticky at all. It's not tacky. It completely dried down. It does have kind of that glow through it, nothing crazy. Yeah, I'm loving it. It is a product that, you know, I see myself going through it. I see myself having this in my daily rotation. It is wonderful. I am loving it. It's a very much my kind of makeup, and the lip is still going strong. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll do one more natural check-in and I'm going to Costco. Ugh, I hate going to Costco. It's just a lot. I have a lot of things to get, and it's like that once a month Costco trip. I'm also gonna go by Sephora to look at a new brand and just kind of see if I want to review the new brand. That's about it. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I know I mentioned I would do another check-in in natural light, but I have absolutely no time. I've been gone all day since the last check-in. I just did not stop, and I need to take this makeup off and go train. It is 7 o'clock pretty much, and training starts at 7, so I'll be a little late, but I really wanted to do a final check-in because I think this foundation is so beautiful. Let's zoom you in. Here's a close-up of how the foundation looks like. I think it looks so well around the pores. It has gotten just a little bit glowier, but it's not bad. It's not tragic. Overall, I think it looks really, really good. I'm very happy with how it performed. I think it's beautiful. And, you know, it did fade just a little bit, which is expected with a lighter coverage foundation. If you have a medium to full, it has a lot of coverage to go through. And when you have more of a lighter coverage, you know, it's probably going to fade and you're going to see that a little bit. But for what it is, I think it performed so well. I still see it pretty much everywhere. I just think the coverage isn't quite as intense as it was. But yeah, I am loving it. I love the way the pores look like. And I'd be happy to continue wearing this throughout the day. It looks like my skin. It looks like I'm wearing nothing, but my skin is just a little bit more put together, more perfected. And again, I had such a busy full day. So I was able to really test this foundation out, and I think it performed really well. Now, all that being said, is this foundation worth the money? No, like if you're looking at just what it is, no. But is it worth it for you or for me? That depends on what you appreciate. So for me, it's worth it because I know I'm probably going to finish the whole thing. I know I'm getting skincare ingredients and I just enjoy the packaging. I enjoy the way it feels on the skin. I enjoy everything about it. There's not one thing that I don't enjoy. And, you know, I'm willing to spend $100 on a skin tint, but many people won't. So I think that's just up to the person and what they want to spend their money on and what their budget is and all that. So I can only share how it performed and if I like it or if I don't. But in the end, it's up to you to decide if it's worth it for you or if it's not. So I personally love it. It brings me joy. I enjoy it. It's a very much my type of makeup. And I will say that I was just out and about and, you know, when I test a foundation or something, I'll try to look in the mirror in different lightings, in different stores or wherever I am. And I love the way this looked in person. I love the way it looked just out and about. Every time I looked in the car in the mirror inspecting the foundation, I thought it looked incredible and very smoothing and very just effortless and youthful. And yeah, I just think it's a beautiful product. Do I enjoy it more than the Lisa Eldridge? I really truly cannot say, just because I need to test them a little bit more and test them maybe side by side to really compare them and see. I can say that the Lisa Eldridge is more of a natural finish, whereas the Victoria Beckham, I think it has a little bit more radiance to it. Not oily, not super glowy, just a little bit more radiance. So that's the biggest difference that I could kind of notice. But yeah, I am loving it. I think it's beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.